there. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make my Rainbow Brite baby costume. The pattern is written for size 0 3 months and for 3 6 months. So in addition to this tutorial, the written pattern is available on my blog. And on my blog, I also have the written pattern for my Rainbow Brite hat or wig. This is available for all sizes, say for an infant through adult size. I have the written pattern available on my blog. I have not made a tutorial yet, but I will be, okay? So check back on my YouTube channel for that. So make sure you don't miss out on that. Hit that subscribe button so you'll get an alert when that video tutorial is posted. And I hope you guys find this tutorial helpful. Thank you. Show you guys how to crochet a Rainbow Brite dress. I'm going to show you guys how to make this in a 0 3 month size, but I will, when I write the pattern up, I'll also make it available in a 3 6 month size, okay? So you're going to use your I crochet hook. It's 5.5 millimeter. And I'm going to start, I'm going to start with my yellow yarn and go ahead and make a slip knot and chain 64. You're going to chain 64 and then you'll join that to crochet in the round. So 1, join. Okay. All right, and now we are going to chain 2. And in that same chain that you joined to, you are going to double crochet. Okay, now you're also going to double crochet in the next 7 chains. So you will have a total of 8 double crochet made. Okay, so that should be 8, 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 7. Okay, so 2, 4, 6. Okay, so now I'm going to grab a couple stitch markers. You're going to need 4 of them. Okay. And in my next chain space, I'm going to make a V-stitch, and that's very simple. All you do is place 1 double crochet in that stitch, or in that chain. Okay, now chain 1, and then make another double crochet in that same chain space. And you'll see it's called a V-stitch because it sort of looks like a V there. And what you want to do with your stitch marker is just mark that spot, okay? And now, in the next 14 chain spaces, you're going to double crochet. count those. And remember, this is part of your V-stitch, so you're not counting that stitch there, okay? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm trying to double check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Perfect. Okay, now you're going to make another V-stitch. So again, you're going to double crochet into that chain, chain 1, and double crochet again. Mark that V-stitch. And now in the next 16 chain spaces, you're going to double crochet. We are working from the top of the dress down, so this is the neck hole. Hard to get into those chains sometimes. It'll be easier after this round because you'll be working into crochets, into stitches. Count. Remember, you're not counting this one. That's part of your V-stitch. So you start here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. All right, now in the next chain space, you're going to make another V-stitch. So double crochet 1, chain 1, and place another double crochet, into that same chain there. And use your stitch marker. Now in the next 14 chain spaces, you're going to double crochet again. So double crochet 14. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, and 14, and then again another V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. Okay, and there you have that V-stitch made. Okay, and in the last 8 chains, you're going to double crochet. right, so round 1 is completed. Go ahead and join to the top of that first double crochet. Okay, now we are going to join our blue yarn because this is going to be Rainbow Brite. So this is like the neckline. So the way I have the pattern planned out, we need to join our blue yarn now, and then we'll continue on with the blue yarn. So when I join yarn, I just loop it over, and then I'll make my 2 chains with the blue yarn. It'll look a little loose at first, but you can tighten everything up after you get going. Okay, and now you are going to double crochet in 9 stitches. And again, your first stitch always goes into that same stitch that you joined to. Okay, now that's pretty loose, but you can just come back here and tighten everything up. Okay, so you're double crocheting in 9 stitches. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Now you're going to make a V-stitch into that V-stitch space, okay? So remove your stitch marker. And into that space you'll double crochet 1, chain 1, and double crochet another. Now I am not going to reattach the stitch markers because they make so much noise and I think it's distracting, but I want you to see here how that looks. And you can find the V-stitch fairly easily. It's not too confusing. So now in the next 16 stitches, you're going to double crochet. Okay, now here, this is really important. This is a mistake that I've made many times making this dress. This is the first stitch that you want to double crochet into. A lot of times I accidentally skip that because it looks like I've already double crocheted into it because it's pulling up, and I go into this stitch. This is part of the V-stitch from the previous round. You need to double crochet your first stitch into that stitch right there, okay? And if you are working on a round and you have the wrong number of stitches, it is most likely because you missed a stitch. So go back to your V-stitches and make sure that you double crocheted into them, okay? So now I'm going to double crochet 16, and I'm starting with this one, okay? This is where number 1 goes. So this is part of the V-stitch. So this stitch right here doesn't count. So we'll start here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Perfect. Okay. Now you're going to make another V-stitch into that space there. I'm going to actually snip my yarn here because we don't need this and it's just getting in the way. So get that out of here. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to make a V-stitch into that V-stitch space. Okay, so now I'm double crocheting into 18. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to, in that V-stitch space there, I'm going to make another V-stitch. Okay, and now into the next 16 stitches, I'm going to double crochet. Again, be very careful, your first stitch goes right here. Next V-stitch space there, you're going to make another V-stitch, crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Alright, now in these last 9 stitches, I'm going to double crochet, join. And just tighten that yarn there. Alright, now we're ready to begin round 3. So for round 3, you're going to start by double crocheting 10. So chain 2, double crochet 10. Now you can see that V-stitch space from the previous round. Make a V-stitch into that space. And now you are going to make 18 V-stitch, or excuse me, 18 double crochet. Okay, so double crochet into that first stitch there. That should be 18. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, now go ahead and make a V-stitch into that V-stitch space. Okay, and now in the next 20 stitches, you're going to double crochet, and again, double crochet into that stitch there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. All right. Okay, now you're gonna make another V-stitch into that V-stitch space. All right, and now we're going to double crochet into 18. Make sure that that is 18. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Very good. And then go ahead and make another V-stitch into that V-stitch space. And then you are going to double crochet into 10. Now that is the last round where we are working V-stitches. In this next round, we are going to end up combining those V-stitches to each other to form the sleeve holes. Okay, so for round 4, go ahead and chain 2 and double crochet 11. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay, now you are going to double crochet into your V-stitch, and then you're going to chain 1, and you are going to double crochet into your next V-stitch. And that first sleeve is made. Okay, so now you're going to double crochet 22. Make sure you get that first V-stitch there. There. Okay, so again, double crochet once into your V-stitch, chain 1, and then double crochet into that next V-stitch space. Okay, and then you are going to double crochet in 11. And make sure you get that first V-stitch there. That space of the V-stitch. I keep saying that. 2. Now for round 5, we're going to start increasing. So we're going to make the dress go out a bit, okay? So go ahead and chain 2. And you're going to double crochet into 12 of those stitches. So 1. Should be 12. Let me count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, great. And now, remember, this was, you had for the last round double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. You are going to, around that chain, you are going to make 2 double crochet. And then when we start our regular double crochets again, your first one is going to go into that stitch right there. So, okay, so your double crochet. So you just need to make them in this space and they'll pull down to be over that when you continue double crocheting. So just go ahead and make 2 double crochet around that chain. Just double crochet into that space. Okay, and now you're going to double crochet 24, and again your first one needs to go into that space, okay? That's a double crochet from the previous round. ten, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, I don't know how I miscounted that, but I'm going to go ahead and make 2 double crochet again under that sleeve. And I'm actually, that second double crochet, that increase, I'm just going to put a stitch marker there so it's easier for me to count. The next round, it will be less confusing when you make your increases. So now you're going to go ahead and double crochet in 12. Awesome, so we're done with round 5. So now for round 6, we're going to continue increasing. So you're going to chain 2 and crochet in 13. Okay, let me see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, okay, 13. All right, so now in this next stitch here, you're going to place 2 double crochets. So you're making an increase. And it's easy to see that there's 2 double crochet in that stitch, so I'm not going to mark it. And now you're going to double crochet in 25. I'm going to count those, and that should have been 25. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25. Okay, so now in this next stitch, I'm going to place 2 double crochet. Okay, and we should have 12 spaces left. Let me count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So go ahead and double crochet in those last 12 spaces. Okay, all right, so for round 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or for round 7, you're going to chain 2 and double crochet in 13. 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, double crochet in one more. And then in this next stitch there, you're going to place 2 double crochet. So you're increasing again. Okay, and now you're going to double crochet in 26. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. All right, and then in your next stitch, you're going to place 2 double crochet. All right, and then in the last 13 stitches, you're going to double crochet. I'm going to count and make sure that's 13 spaces. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Perfect. So go ahead and crochet in those spaces. For round 8, you're going to start with 14 double crochet, chain 2, double crochet 14. Let me count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, now 2 double crochet in that next stitch. And then you're going to double crochet at 27. Let me count that. That should be 27. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Okay, one more. And in your next stitch, you're going to increase. You make 2 double crochet in that next stitch. And then you should have 13 stitches left. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Perfect. For round 9, we are going to double crochet in 14 to start with. Okay, go ahead and double crochet 2 in that next stitch. And then you're going to double crochet in 28 stitches. To it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Perfect. Okay, so now make 2 double crochet in that next stitch. And then you should have 14 stitches left. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Perfect. Go ahead and double crochet in those last 14 stitches. So this is the last round where we were increasing, and we are now going to switch colors to make the waistband. I've incorporated a bit of the old Rainbow Brite and the newer Rainbow Brite into this pattern. So we are going to do a row of orange, a row of red, and a row of purple. That's like the newer Rainbow Brite, and then we'll make a star later for the front of that belt. So grab your orange yarn. And we are no longer increasing, so you are just going to place 1 double crochet into each stitch around. Okay? Okay, let me grab this here. Okay, so attach your orange yarn. Again, I just pull it through and then I make my 2 double crochet with it, and then you can tighten everything up after. Make my first double crochet there. And then I can, at the end of the round, that'll be easier. So just place 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. So at the end of each round, you'll have, let's see here, 60 stitches. I'm not going to count mine, but if you want to double check yours, you can. So now I'm going to attach my red yarn. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to double crochet all the way around. So join your red yarn. And double crochet once all the way around, once in each stitch. snip all of those. Oh, snip all of those. So I can move this yarn back out of my way. And now I'm going to, for row 13, or excuse me, for row 12, I'm going to double crochet around in purple. So grab my purple yarn. I'm going to attach that. Chain 2, and I'm going to double crochet around in purple. Okay, now we are going to, for round 13, we are going to reattach our blue yarn, okay? And we are going to begin the skirt part. We want this skirt to go out a bit. We don't want it to go out too far, so it's not going to be as poofy as my Cinderella or Snow White patterns, but we want it to go out a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to alternate between placing 2 double crochet in a stitch and placing 1 double crochet in a stitch. So for my other pattern, at this point I would put 2 double crochet in each stitch. We're just going to do 2, 1, 2, 1, and just do that all the way around in the back loop, okay? I know that's a little bit more work, but I think it's worth it. I like the look that it gives it. It sort of defines the waistline. Okay, so chain 2. And then I'll start with 2, so in that same stitch. 1, 2, and then 1 in the next. And then 2 in the next. And you'll just continue that all the way around. So we are going to lay our dress as flat as we can, okay? I have the front here, okay? We need to mark one stitch in the front, in the middle, and one stitch in the back in the middle, okay? So because we have 90 total stitches, that's essentially 45 in the front, 45 in the back, give or take, the side, but we'll do our best to make up for that. So half of 45 is 22.5. So I'm going to count in 22 stitches. I'm going to mark the 23rd stitch, and that should leave me with about 22 stitches on this side, okay? I'm going to do the same thing for both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and do the front first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So this would be the 23rd. And that looks to be about midway, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and then 22 because of the side. So that's good enough. All right, so flip it over. And really, I mean, if you have it laid really flat, just find that stitch that's like right across from. So those should both be close enough to center. Okay. All right, now what we are going to do is we are going to continue crocheting around. I'm gonna cut that purple yarn with blue, okay? And for each round, when you get to the blue, when you get to your stitch marker, you're going to put 2 double crochet in the stitch before the stitch marker. You'll remove the stitch marker, put 1 double crochet in the stitch marker spot in that stitch, and then put your stitch marker back onto that stitch you just made, and then you'll make another 2 right after. So you're basically going to be just increasing before and after the stitch marker, and then make sure, of course, that you're still crocheting in that stitch and you're moving your stitch marker up. So let me go ahead and do this first round with you. And we are going to, let me see, I calculated earlier. So we are going to do this for, this is row 14. We're going to do this until we get to we'll do it through row 24, okay? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So for 11 rows, just double crochet around and make increases before and after the stitch markers, okay? All right, so for our first round together. And I just made I did the pattern based on measurements from my 3 6-month dress. So if when I'm doing this, anything changes, I will have put that down here in the text for you, okay? So always follow the text, because sometimes I'm filming as I'm making a pattern, and occasionally there are changes that need to be made. So I'm in that stitch before, so I'm going to make another double crochet here. That way I have 2. Okay, so you can see I have 2 in that stitch right before. Remove your stitch marker, place 1 double crochet where that stitch marker was, and then replace it. And because we are increasing before, oh my goodness, because we're increasing before and after that stitch marker, and that stitch marker was in the center, it should stay in the center, okay? So now 2 double crochet in that stitch after. And this is because Rainbow Brite's dress is not the same length all the way around. It goes sort of down, not a V, but it goes like down in the front and down in the back. So we're going to try to replicate that, okay? Then you keep going until you get to the next stitch marker. Now we're at our next stitch marker. This is the one in the front of the dress. Go ahead and place 2 in the stitch just before. 2 double crochet. Okay, there's 2 double crochet in that stitch. And now you're going to remove your stitch marker. Place 1 double crochet in that stitch. And replace your stitch marker. Okay, and then 2 double crochet in the stitch right after. And then just double crochet till you get to the end of the round. To the end of that round, just go ahead and join, and now you're going to continue doing this around until you get to row 24, or unless I say otherwise in the text here. So you'll just keep going around, and every time you get to that stitch marker, you're going to place 2 double crochet in the stitch before and 2 in the stitch after, and make sure that you continue putting your stitch marker back onto that stitch so that you don't get yourself confused there. Okay, and I will meet you back here for round 25. Okay, so you should have completed rounds 14 through 23, and as you can see, the areas where we have used the stitch markers and the increase before and after are coming to a point, just like her dress is supposed to. So at this point, we are going to attach our white yarn, and we are going to make 2 rounds. We're going to do the same thing for these 2 rounds. We're going to increase before and after that stitch marker, but this time we're going to do it in white. And I just need to locate my crochet hook. Okay, so go ahead and chain 2 and then begin double crocheting around. All right, so we now have 3 rows of the white double crochet, and I think that looks really cute. I'm really happy with that. So now we're just going to chain 1 and single crochet around. join and then finish off, and you can weave that end in. All right, and now we still have to make our sleeves and then the star for the center of her dress here. Okay. Okay, now we are going to start the sleeves. I'm going to, so this is the, see, I have my join seam here, that's the back of my dress, so this is the front of my dress. So on this side, I'm going to attach my hook into the first stitch here. Now, some of these the stitches are going this way. I think those two there. So I'm going to attach my red yarn right here. So right on the front, okay? The red yarn is not going to go all the way around her sleeve. So you're gonna attach and then go ahead and chain one and then make one single crochet in that same space. Okay. And then let's see here. I want her sleeve to come out a little bit up here. So I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in the next 3. So that's total 4. All right, go ahead and make 2 half double crochets in that next stitch. So we are going to, for the next stitch, make another 2 half double crochets, and then we'll start making double crochets. So again, 2 half double crochets, and then I'm going to want this to be the same on the other side. So that's, let me count up here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets, 1, 2 stitches where I do 2 half double. So I'm going to place my stitch marker there. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In the next 8 stitches, you are going to place 2 double crochet. In that stitch where the stitch marker is, and so these next 2 stitches you're going to place 2 half double crochet, okay, and then in the next 4 stitches you're going to place 1 single crochet. Alright, and then what we're going to do now, we want to do, oh, sorry, this is so tangled. Okay, we want to do a round of yellow over top that. So we're just going to keep working now. And what you're going to end up doing is making single crochets in those spaces here. So that's not an actual stitch, this is where we join the sleeves, but you can get your hook in between those stitches there. So you'll go ahead and single crochet around the entire sleeve using yellow. It's always a little awkward when you first join another color, but you can tighten it up. Okay, and then you'll just join to the top. All right, and then you can finish off, and then, you know, weave in those ends. Tighten this here. I don't know if I can, so the sleeves are modeled after the newer Rainbow Brite, and I don't know if I can share a picture because of copyright issues, so I'm not going to do that. But if you go to Google and type in Rainbow Brite and look at images, you'll see the classic Rainbow Brite from the 80s, but then there's also newer versions that have come out. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Now this time I'm starting in the back. Here I started in the front, and the reason being is because I want the right side facing me, okay? And I can't start here because I don't have the red going all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, okay. Go ahead and make sure that's the same. Okay. Okay, so you're attaching your red to the front. You're doing 4 single crochet with the red, and then into the next 2 stitches you do 2 half double crochets, and then in the next 8 stitches you do 2 double crochets, and then you'll do another stitches where you have 2 half double crochets in each, and then your last 4 single crochet in red. Then you join your yellow and single crochet all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna mark that stitch, so all the stitches in between those 8 stitches, and I'll double check this. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, perfect. So in these 8 stitches, you're placing 2 double crochet in each. Okay, go ahead and attach your yellow yarn. And single crochet all the way around. You can tighten that up after you get started. Okay, go ahead and join. Okay, all right. And now you're gonna wanna weave in all those ends from the sleeves. And now we're going to make the star. The star for the center of the belt. And your 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. You're going to start with a magic circle or magic ring, same thing. Okay, chain 2. And you're going to make 15 double crochet. Okay, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Go ahead and join to the top of your first double crochet. So by joining, you are essentially making a slip stitch there, okay? Okay. And now, so you joined to this stitch here. Into your next stitch, you are going to half double crochet, double crochet, and triple crochet all into that same stitch. So you do a half double, a double, and then you do triple. Okay, and then you chain one, and in your next stitch on the round, you're going to make a triple crochet, a double crochet, and a half double. Okay, so you have one spoke made. So now you're going to, in that next stitch, you're going to slip stitch. Okay, and in the stitch after that, you're going to repeat that. You're going to do a half double crochet, a double crochet, and a triple crochet. Okay, and then chain one, and then in the next stitch you're going to make a triple crochet, a double crochet, and a half double crochet. And now again, here in this next stitch, go ahead and slip stitch, and then again in the next stitch you'll make a half double crochet, a double crochet, and a triple crochet, and then you'll chain one, and then in the next stitch you make a triple crochet, a double crochet, and a half double crochet, and then you'll slip stitch into that next stitch there. Okay, and then in the next stitch you'll make a half double crochet, a double crochet, triple crochet, chain one, and in your next stitch you'll make a triple crochet, a double crochet, and a half double, and then in the next stitch here, slip stitch, okay, and in your next stitch here you'll make a half double crochet, a double crochet, a triple crochet, chain one, make a triple crochet, and double crochet, a half double crochet, and then you slip stitch into that last spot there, okay? And you can tighten up your middle. star. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and sew your star onto the front of your Rainbow Brite outfit. Okay, and then once that's sewn on there, you'll just use your tapestry needle and sew it on. Then you are all done. All right, I hope you found this tutorial helpful. I'm also going to link below to my Rainbow Brite wig pattern. I have not made a tutorial for that yet, but I do have the written pattern on my blog. This written pattern will also be on my blog. All right, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment below if there's anything else you'd like for me to make a tutorial on. Thank you.